Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Today we have our Tamiya heavy dump truck on the table. The reason why we have this truck on the table is this is one of our favorite RC vehicles. Not because it's blistering fast or handles like it's on rails, but just because it's good fun. And the weather up here for the middle of February has been wonderful. So me and my daughter took this out on a 65-degree day and ran it around some. But now we have it back here in the shop, and it's time, like any other RC after you've been out enjoying it, you need to give it a once-over once you bring it back. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What do you do once you get your vehicle back to the house? One of the first things I like to do is remove the body. In this case here with the Tamiya heavy dump truck, we just take the bed off. But like most bodies though, it's held on with body clips. So let's go ahead and pop those out. And then we lift the body off. Now, if this is a Lexan body, hard body, whatever, inspect it for damage. Make sure there's no cracks in it or anything like that. This body right here, though, where this truck has a tendency to roll over a lot because it handles exactly what it looks like, as an overpowered dump truck. So it rolls over, it flips over, and as you can tell, the body gets pretty scuffed up out there. But it seems to still be in good shape, so we can set that aside. Next on the list, if you haven't done it yet, is time to take the battery out. Even once you're finished running, if you don't take the battery out, make sure you unplug it before you bring it home. So we're going to pull this battery out. Okay, now we'll take this battery and we'll inspect it. Make sure that all the wires still look good, that there's no frayed spots on them. And make sure that, especially if it's a LiPo, that there's no puffing going on, no cracks in the case or tears in the covering for it. This one looks good, so now what we need to do with our battery is, especially if we don't plan on running it again real soon, is go ahead and put it on our charger and put a storage charge in it. Now for me, the next step is I like to clean the truck up a little bit if need be, especially if it had been running a lot of dirt. To do that, you can take an air compressor with a real low pressure on it and hose the dirt off. And also you might need some brushes. I use a pair of brushes like this. There's a soft brush here and a toothbrush to knock the dirt off. It gets in there, knocks all the loose dirt off, and it helps clean it up. So let's go ahead and just knock all the loose dirt off. Now that we got the dirt off, I like to start at the top of the truck and look at the electronics. Make sure all your wires, like your antenna wire and all your servo leads, power leads, everything are still in good shape. Check to make sure nothing got pinched, nothing got scraped, drug, or tore on. So looking these over, make sure you look at all of it too. Even down in here where you don't think a wire could get pinched, something could kick up from the tires and grab it and bite it. So we don't want that, because if you break a wire, it could ruin your day of fun before you even get started. So let's look all that over real well. Now it's time to check out the chassis. On this truck right here though, we'll go ahead and remove the front part of the body, since this Tamiya does have a two-piece body on it. And we'll inspect it just like we did before. Make sure there's no cracks or anything like that it needs addressed. And if you do get a crack like in a Lexan body, we do have a video out that shows you how to take care of that. But this looks good and solid, so we'll move it aside. And now we move on to the chassis. What I like to do is start by inspecting your shocks. Make sure your mounts still look good. Your upper A-arms, since they are visible from the top. Same back in here. You want to check your upper arms and maybe the top of your hub carriers, your shock mounts. Make sure everything still looks nice and solid and attached. Make sure there's no cracks, breaks, or anything unexpected. Once you've checked out the top of the vehicle, flip it over and do the same to the bottom. Check your lower A-arms, check your steering, check your rear arms, your bottom of your hub carriers, and your knuckles up front. Make sure everything still looks good. Make sure there's nothing unexpected that's popped up. And also make sure you check your chassis out. Make sure you don't have no cracks or anything in your chassis. Now, these methods I'm showing you are the same whether it is like this GF01 or maybe a T3, an SCX10, EMAX, whatever. These methods are all the same. Make sure you look everything over and make sure it's still in good shape. If you don't plan on taking your wheels off, go ahead and grab a wheel wrench and make sure all your wheel nuts are tight, because these will work loose in an afternoon of playing. Once you've given the truck itself a once over and you feel comfortable that everything's in good shape, we can go ahead and put the body back on. Now then, we have our truck back together. But one more thing you need to check out before you call it done. You need to take a look at your radio and check your batteries. This one here has a handy readout. Reads 11.4 volts, so I'm still okay for a while. And this is an older radio, but since this isn't a high performance truck, it works just fine in here. But some radios don't have this readout. They just have lights, whether it be like a section of a green light, yellow light, red light, or maybe just a green light turns red. Either way, if it has the lights, make sure your lights are green. If it doesn't have the lights, check your readouts. Most radios will stop transmitting at like 9.6 volts. Some I know will go lower, but most of the ones I have, that's where they stop at. I hope you've enjoyed this little quick tip how-to video. This is just something nice, quick, I want to throw together and show you kind of what we go through whenever we bring a vehicle back in after a day of bashing. If we'd found a problem with this vehicle, like maybe a cracked A-arm or anything like that, maybe a bent hinge pin, we would have fixed it now. So that way, next time we decide to go out and play, we're okay. We don't have to worry about getting our vehicle out there and finding something busted we didn't know about, or finding something right before we decide to go, oh man, my arm's broke, now I can't go today. This way we have time to fix it before our next outing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them below. You can hit us up on Facebook. I suggest you follow us on Instagram, because we do post a lot more on Instagram than we do anywhere else. So please feel free to check us out. And until next time, happy RCing.